and you talked about this girl that you were dating. And at this point, your demeanor changed, your cheeks flushed, and you started just describing this woman. You started describing this loving, compassionate, fantastic listener that you're dating. You started describing all of these things that you've seen that really show you that she's someone to be respected, and these areas that she's really turned to the Lord. And you were gushing. You were downright gushing in this moment. And I'm like, man, what an interesting way to be talking as such a stoic, non-emotional person. I hadn't met you yet, Ayana, but I was pretty clear what Brendan's intentions were in this relationship 2 years ago. Now, I did meet you later that evening, and I don't remember if we interacted, but over the next couple months, I do know that all of Brendan's statements about you were validated. You described her accurately. Ayana, you are a thoughtful person. You are a very compassionate person. You are someone who makes everyone that she interacts with feel listened to and heard. Truly, you found yourself a remarkable woman. I understand the gushingness. Well played, sir. Typically I'd like to insert a joke here about how, you better lock her up fast or you better trick her in, but that's just not necessary. Because in addition to all the ways that you described Ayana, you miss the fact that she's also an impeccable judge of character. Ayana isn't someone to be tricked or hoodwinked to marrying a lesser man, because you too have found a fantastic husband. Brendan, you are as well a very compassionate, very gentle man. Very generous with your time, very generous with your thoughts and your belongings, and you seek to have everything that you have be used for the benefit of those around you. Well done, Ayana. you guys did well. We do look to your marriage, and we do recognize it's a difficult thing. This is not a simple thing that you guys are undertaking. It's going to be many challenges, many new ways of having conflict that you've never experienced in the past. But I think everyone that's here, we stand here and we look to you guys with, I think, an appropriate level of optimism. When we look to what this marriage is going to look like, we're confident that you guys are going to meet these challenges head on. And it's not because of all the nice things that I just said about you guys. It has nothing to do with all that, but rather it all points back to one decision that you each made multiple years ago as you heard the call from the Lord to enter into a relationship with Him and to follow Him. And that being at the core of your mind and the core driving your being is what makes us see this marriage as something that we're confident in. You look to the Lord. I think this call is very well described in a passage that I know is close to Ayana and Brendan's hearts in Matthew chapter 11. In the words of Jesus, He says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Oftentimes in my life, I feel weary and I feel burdened. Life's hard. And we have Jesus looking at us and saying, I know. I get it. I see you. I see how difficult life is, and I see the struggles that you're going through. Christ says, "Come to me, and I will give you rest." There's no caveat there. The Lord offers us this peace and this stability just free of charge. You guys heard that call, and you pursued Him, and you allowed that to sink in, and you said yes. And that's why we have confidence that your love is going to be enough to last through the difficult challenges of your marriage.
How do I even start, Ayana? Well, I'm so thankful in so many ways to be the man that God allows to marry you. So I have a few things to say here and also some promises to make to you. I spent a lot of years pondering how it would feel to meet and marry the woman that God has chosen for me, and I often wondered when that might take place. I can remember as I hiked through the mountains on one of my many backpacking trips, trying to imagine what you would be like. A lot of my friends who knew me well and still know me well mused that I would probably settle down with a woman who likes railroads, bass fishing, country music, NASCAR, corn on the cob, all that good stuff. I thought that was funny, but at the same time, I had a deeper desire to be joined with a woman who's a lot different than me. That way, we could spend the rest of our lives learning more about each other. Well, in keeping with his usual methods and tactics, God did not disappoint. Ayana, you're such a special woman in more ways than I can even describe today. There are a lot of things I admire about you that even my younger self could never have imagined. I love your heart for people, which only seems to grow over time. In big and small ways alike, you've put other people's needs above your own ever since I've known you. I feel like a lucky guy each time I get to see you shine God's love into someone else's life. You have the most amazingly personal relationship with God too, which makes me more excited to learn about Him with you. But because you realize God cares for you perfectly, you've taken that gift of being known and given it to the other people in your life who you move towards in really thoughtful ways. With all that said, it's almost hard for me to recall what my life was like without you here by my side. You've been so patient and faithful to me as you've helped me grow in the Lord and learn more about myself. In fact, you've helped me expand my range of registered emotions from 1, which was good, to like at 5 or 6 at least, maybe in counting. So thanks for that. You support in that area of my life, or your support rather, in that area of my life has helped my heart grow for others in ways that I can only attribute to you and God. I will forever be grateful for you for helping me in that area. You've also given me the freedom to express myself transparently and even allow myself to be served by someone. On a smaller scale, I love how you live in the moment and how you can enjoy being spontaneous with people. Your beauty is breathtaking on the outside, but it's only the tip of the iceberg the more I learn about you and your wonderful heart. I love you dearly and cannot wait to live my life with you, Ayana.
Brendan, I remember when I first saw you and thinking that you were a creep. This weirdo who sat next to me and didn't say a word. But not long after, I noticed something about you that really stood out to me. I noticed the way that you love people. Brendan, you have this unyielding commitment to others that I deeply respect and admire. You're such a goofball. I love your sense of humor. It cracks me up, and I swear it'll give me abs someday. It's gonna happen. Brendan, you're generous. You look at all the things that you have, and you see it as an opportunity to give to others. You are patient and kind. You welcome my billions of questions, no matter how late it is, and appreciate them. You look at me and you treat me the way God does, with so much value. I've never had someone delight in me and be as excited to be with me as much as you have. Your actions showcase the great love that you have for our Lord, and I love that about you. And I want to thank you for eagerly choosing to play such an intimate role, not just in my life, but in the lives of the people I care about too. You never failed to remind me that you are by my side and that you're in this with me. I'm so excited to be your lifelong partner as we run this race to the finish line together.